What's up, everybody? It's Wednesday right before Thanksgiving, and I'm right in the middle of the Smoky Mountains. And right now, I'm away to visit family in North Carolina for the holidays. What's up, everybody? Um, I'm here in North Carolina visiting family for Thanksgiving. My dad and some of my cousins are out here. My uncle retired and moved from Chicago out here to North Carolina, and he brought my dad with him a couple years back. So half of my uncle's side of the family lives here, including my dad now. So we came out here to visit for the holidays, and kind of been enjoying our time, but also we've been having our issues with our family as well. My brothers and I, we've been really bickering about who's been helping out with my dad. Um, my dad is codependent. He's a stroke victim, and he can't. He depends on help from everybody else. So my brother has been kind of bickering the last few days, and I'm not doing that, or you haven't been helping out, and da 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 da. And last night a situation occurred where one of my cousins wanted to take me out. Originally, she wanted to take me out about and show me around town in Charlotte because I've never been out downtown Charlotte. And she wanted to spend some time with me, and it turned into this thing where all my brothers wanted to go out then at that point, and somebody had to stay home with my dad. He couldn't stay home by himself. He's like I said, a stroke victim. He's older and he's dependent on people. And even if you leave him in bed, you can't just leave him home alone. So we just got into this whole fiasco last night about who's staying home, who's not, and all that other stuff. It just kind of turned into this whole fiasco. I ended up staying home because I wasn't about to leave my dad home all alone. So this week's message on Sellout Sunday is really kind of how you have to sometimes lead by example. Now, I'm not claiming I'm perfect. I'm not claiming I'm a saint. I'm far from one. But this kind of intertwines with all areas and aspects of life. How sometimes you just need to lead by example. You need to bite the bullet and lead by example. I was not about to let my dad stay home alone. One of my brothers is somewhat kind of heartless, very, very, very selfish, and doesn't care about anybody else but himself. He's said and done a lot of selfish things this whole trip, and it's really disheartening, to be honest. And he didn't care. He would have left my dad home as long as he gets to go out. In fact, it's 7:30 a.m. in the morning. We're now Saturday morning, and we have to leave early, prematurely, and leave my dad home alone again because my brother has to get back home to Chicago so he can attend the party tonight. So it's honestly really ridiculous. It's really sad. It's really disheartening. But in situations like that, my other brother and I, we try talking sense into him. We try. At the end of the day, it doesn't work. I mean, trying to talk sense into somebody, trying to tell them to do the right thing, it doesn't work. Trying to drill things into their head, they don't have the same mind or same heart as you, and it's just not going to. It never works. So the best thing you could honestly do is in situations like that, in any situation in life, is you have to lead by example. And sometimes it sucks, sometimes you have to sacrifice, sometimes it hurts, but ultimately you really have to lead by example. You have to be a leader and be consistent too. And like I said, I'm not a saint. This is something I myself need to work on a lot better. But in the beginning of the new year, when I vowed to do Sellout Sunday, I invited you guys into a personal look into my life, and you guys, I invited you to see these kind of personal things and issues that I have with family and stuff that I go through. And this is one of them. This occurred last night, and this is something I need to work on myself. I need to learn to lead by example better, because there's a lot of times where I do like to harp on somebody or get down on somebody and tell them they're not doing something, or they're not doing something right, or they're not doing something enough, or they need to do this better or whatever. And ultimately it just does not work. You know what I mean? It doesn't work. So you just got to lead by example, and I'm gonna try to do that better. And that's one thing I got to learn to better myself this year. This year has been a really big self-help kind of year for me. I've been really growing and learning a lot of things, and that's one of them. Is to try to lead by example and not try to force people or manipulate people to do things that you want them to. I mean, there was an episode earlier in the year where I did about not wanting things, because that ultimately leads to hurt when you want something. So even though I wanted my brother to act a certain way, ultimately he's not going to, because that's not what he's convicted to do in his own heart. So the best thing I could do at that point is just be a leader myself and, just lead by example and hope that people follow suit. But ultimately, whether they do or not, you know what? It's still the right thing to do. You know what I mean? Try to, stoop to their level is not the answer. And just harping and complaining about things is not the answer either. So sometimes you got to suck it up and lead by example. So that's something I learned this week, visiting family and spending time with family for the holidays. Something I got to better myself on. And I hope, this lesson can help you guys learn something too. So that's this week's episode of Sellout Sunday. It's getting close, man. We got a couple more. We got a few more before the end of the year, and then we're done. But, yeah, that's that. See you guys next week.